you to pack a go bag so you can be ready to leave your home quickly in case of an evacuation order. Your go bag should include a couple of days of clothing, copies of your important documents and ID, money, insurance information, your medications, electronic devices, batteries, chargers, a small radio, and emergency contacts. If you receive an evacuation order, gather your loved ones, grab your bag, your pet food, and leave immediately. For information on shelters for your pets or even your family, call 211 for the City of Los Angeles and 311 county-wide. Wearing a mask outside will help protect you from smoke, toxic fume, and particulate matter. If you don't need to go out, it's best to stay home with the windows closed. Getting to know your neighbors is a great way to stay safe, stay connected, and share resources. And Angelinos are stepping up to help, so reach out and find the assistance you need. Mutual Aid LA Network is constantly updating a Google Sheet with mutual aid resources. You can find it at tiny.cc-malan-fire. The earlier you make a plan, the better off you'll be when every second counts. Praying for LA, preparing, and standing with you. KBLA, Talk 1580.
Hey Zoe, I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
Why does a narcissist treat other people so nicely? They're polite to them, they're helpful, they're kind, compassionate, but when it comes to you, they're a monster. And that makes you wonder, am I doing something wrong? Do I create these issues? Am I triggering them in some way? Am I pushing their limits? Or how is it my fault? Because with others, they look fine, they look nice. This is what you have to understand. Narcissistic personalities are very complex. They don't go around abusing everyone, because if they did so, then they will be exposed. They put on this facade of being a good person only to appear normal to others and to gaslight you. Because if you say, this person is abusing me, nobody's going to believe you. Everybody is going to believe the narcissist because to them, they are very helpful. For this reason, dealing with a narcissist is extremely complex and you feel so alone in your journey. Why?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason has returned to the scene of the crime. So you guys know, man, I sit around all day working on cultivating these topics. And what's interesting is I spend most of my time in the cigar lounge, and there is a unique variety of people and discussions that are going. So in the cigar lounge, there was this discussion about what should a man provide, right? So it started there, being a provider. And men were talking, and men were saying, yeah, man, we're supposed to take care of it. We're supposed to handle it. We're supposed to, be that resource. And then what was interesting, the cigar lounge that I frequent is Drobe Stogies in Inglewood, California, on La Brea. Might as well shout them all the way out. 1322 North La Brea. So we're in there. And so many women frequent the spot, and they are encouraged to participate in the discussions that are held. So a lot of women, or at least from that small sample group, were basically saying kindness, caring, nurturing, all of that stuff is for sale. Of course, they didn't say it that way, but they were saying we're withholding all of that until we reach certain benchmarks of your provision as men. And I thought that was wild, right? I thought it was wild, and they were justifying it. Now I understand there are some goofy guys out here. There are some mean guys who try to utilize their resources to make themselves look more attractive to women. But what was coming out in the conversation, and women got real candid and open about it. They don't mind manipulating and using men and dangling the carrot, the proverbial carrot, indefinitely. Like one sister was talking about how she took advantage of a man and just kept stringing him along, breadcrumbing him, making him feel like he was the guy in one instance, especially if she needed him for something. I thought it was quite interesting. Now, what's weird about me, I might instigate a conversation, throw out a question here or there, but for the most part, I'm in the background observing and taking notes and writing a topic. The topic: the rise of the cognitive caring coquette. Manipulation masquerading as love. The power games of love. How manipulation shapes modern relationship. Emotional warfare in intimacy. From seduction to domination. Listen, ladies, I need you to call in and share your thoughts. Because the whole, oh, no, that's not me, and I know girls who do that, and women, I need you to call in and tell the truth about this tactic. Is it a real tactic? Who taught you the tactic? Is it in your family, the women in your family? Was it passed down as like a sacred way to get what you want? 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines. I want to know the rise of performative vulnerability. Is it love or is it strategy? Attachment styles as weapons of power. How does emotional manipulation mimic the principles of warfare in relationship? Are we mistaking strategic vulnerability for genuine intimacy? Now, when we say strategic vulnerability, maybe it's framed differently. I've heard it as, I'm being intentional, right? And some people might be able to say, being intentional is knowing what you want, but it really doesn't peel back the layers of how to go about getting it. How do you go about getting what you want? Do you employ manipulation? I want to know. Men want to know. Can recognizing power plays in love help us dismantle toxic relationship cycles? True or false, intimate relationships often mirror political and military strategies, exposing the darker side of human connection and our subconscious need to dominate or submit to our significant other. I want to know, when care becomes currency, the cost of performative nurturing. I'm going to show up if you prove to me that you are capable of providing for me. And when I say providing, I mean everything. Right? Now, that's financial provision, that's emotional provision. The financial provision, sure, I got it. I understand what you mean. The emotional provision, that's a heavy ask. That might be more costly than the financial provision. 1-800-920-1580. Seduction archetypes and their role in emotional manipulation. Right? That's very interesting. Very interesting topic. I want to know what you guys think. I want you guys to share your thoughts on tonight's topic because this is a heavy one. The rise of cognitive caring. Manipulation masquerading as love. When we say cognitive caring, we pull that from the narcissist playbook because the narcissist employs something called cognitive empathy. Right? Now, cognitive empathy is not true empathy. They don't feel what you feel. And in many cases, the narcissist could care less about how you feel. But they understand how to mimic care and empathy enough to make you feel like you're being seen and heard and valued. Ooh-wee, ooh-wee. I want to know what you think. Spiritual bypassing and the illusion of relational growth. The danger of using spirituality to mask emotional avoidance. Now, I was just talking to a psychologist today in the lounge, and she was basically saying the self-care, the nurturing, the spiritual practices, the yoga, she was saying all of that stuff is superficial. Until you get deep down inside and have this face-to-face with your dragon, as Joseph Campbell would refer to it, right? Until you get inside and deal with that. Ooh, all of the stuff on top, I lit an incense and I said a prayer and I lit a candle and I set an intention. All of that stuff is superficial. Makes you feel good in the short term, but in the long term, not so much. The shadow of self-improvement in relationships. How does spiritual bypassing stunt authentic growth? And I think oftentimes, especially in context of where we live today, we live in a world that is so barbaric, that is so selfish, right? Why is it selfish? We could set the money piece to the side for a second. I'm talking about psychologically selfish. We have been raised to go out and get the preferred diet that our unhealed wounds subsist on. So, we will lie, steal, cheat, manipulate, gaslight, stonewall. We'll do whatever is necessary in order to procure those nutrients. And that's what we're saying. Performative nurturing, the performative coquette. A lot of men, and maybe I was just in an audience of wounded, broken, old men. Maybe that's the case. But those men seemed so defeated and almost to the point where, forget relationships. I don't even want to deal with it anymore because they feel like they have to be father, banker, security, and they feel like the exchange is not equal. And then on top of that, they feel like whatever they're getting back is not authentic. It is something that is used as a management tool to keep them on the hook. Oh, man, this is a heavy topic, man. This is a heavy topic, man. The rise of the cognitive caring coquette. Manipulation, masquerading as love when seduction meets strategy. Do you feel like your woman is being strategic? She's trying to maneuver you into a position. There's a sister online right now. I think her name is Shira7 or something like that. Really teaching women, we're going to play some of her clips, really teaching women the art of war, relationship war. 48 laws of power, basically, right? Really on some Robert Greene-esque stuff, right? And she's basically saying how you get him to marry you is to act like you don't really want to be married. And Zinga knows about it. She says, sprinkle, sprinkle, right? Oh, man, this is deep. What steps can you take to reclaim your emotional independence, brothers? And if you throw in attachment styles on top of that, if you're dealing with an anxious, preoccupied brother, he's going to chase after the little breadcrumbs that are being sprinkled upon him. He's going to get into performance mode with her. How do we break free from trauma bonding? Love or familiar chaos? I want to know what you guys think about tonight's topic. The shadow of seduction, manipulation, desire, and power in intimacy. The duality of seduction, connection or control. I'm going to cognitively present connection so that I can procure control over the situation. And many of us have heard our big mamas and our aunties and our mamas say it. I just let him think he's in control. Ooh, was Mama Nim manipulating? Brothers, I need to hear from you, sisters. Would you mind sharing some of your insight? Listen, we are about to kick hot grease up in here. If you want to call in and share your story, the number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. The voice of reason, back on a Monday. Let's get it.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Joe Montana here. In my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease. Are you 50 or older like me? The CDC now recommends vaccination against pneumococcal disease. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at increased risk and over 6 times greater risk of hospitalization with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50. Schedule your appointment today at vaxassist.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
The new year brings new health goals and wealth goals. Protecting your identity is an important step. Your info is in endless places that could expose you to identity theft, leading to lost funds. LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Resolve to make identity health and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. If you need help getting your resume in order, finding job training, or landing a job, we've got 3 great options for you. First, the City of Los Angeles has WorkSource centers across the area offering free job support. The California Workforce Development Board can help you with everything from GED prep to vocational training at no cost to you. On the federal level, the Department of Labor's American Job Centers offer a full range of services for job seekers and businesses alike. Visit careeronestop.org, or for more info, just call California's Help Center or visit cwdb.ca.gov or call 916-657-1440. For the City of Los Angeles programs, go to ewdd.lacity.gov or call 213-744-7300. All these services are free to help you get your next job. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr.,
publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Is there a way to tell when a narcissistic person is faking an ability to empathize? Research tells us that individuals who score high in narcissism have cognitive empathy, but not affective empathy. So they can understand logically what other people are feeling, but they don't feel it themselves. Many narcissists understand that empathy is socially desirable. Therefore, they use their cognitive empathy to help them fake affective empathy. One easy way to tell when this is happening is to look at the actions of the narcissist. Empathy leads to helping behavior, but with the narcissist, it doesn't. They believe that simply pretending to feel what other people feel is enough to trick people into believing that they possess affective empathy. They are not compelled to deliver assistance.
Wow! Ho, ho, ho! Has a toxic society contaminated the dating pool? Yikes! 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines. I want to talk to everybody on this. Ladies, are you dating the archetype of your dad so you don't have to grow up spiritually? Ooh. I know it's tough. Because sometimes when you hear that provide, oftentimes they want the wounds provided for. Do you see? Even if Pops was toxic, if you feel like Daddy, you feel safe. Ooh. Oh. Let me read that question again. Ladies, are you dating the archetype of your dad so you don't have to grow up spiritually? You could be his little girl too. Oh my goodness. You could be your man's little girl. And let's not act like men don't do it the same. Yes, men are guilty of the same. Men are out here looking for mamas. They looking for mama. But when I ask the question towards women, oh, Zoe don't like women. I love sisters. I love women. I love women. But we're having a real conversation. And so many people, it's 2025. Donald Trump is president for the second time. You got to understand the world is marching on while you're holding on to outdated beliefs and ideas. So let's have these tough conversations. What are some indicators that you may be choosing a dark triad mate as a cover-up for your own Machiavellian aspects? When I say we're works in progress, we're whips, right? That means we come from a family situation that is in some way dysfunctional, that is in some way broken, right? We take, according to attachment theory, we take our attachment styles, I believe the majority of them, just based on the sheer numbers. If we're doing a ratio, you got 4 attachment styles and 3 of them are insecure. You have anxious, preoccupied, you have dismissive, avoidant, and you have fearful, avoidant. Fearful, avoidant, or disorganized is a combination of anxious, preoccupied, and dismissive. So I believe the majority of people, if we have 3 insecure styles out of 4, I believe the majority of people are insecure in some way. And where those insecure attachment styles come into play is in our intimate relationships in the form of some type of manipulation. Do you understand? So that question resonates. What are some indicators that you may be choosing a dark triad mate as a cover-up for your own Machiavellian aspects? Listen, if you were raised by someone that was codependent, Ross Rosenberg calls it SLD, self-love deficient. He calls it a disorder. If you were raised by someone who was a covert narcissist or a grandiose narcissist, you modeled narcissism. And it's going to be manifested in your adult relationships. In what ways do covert courtesan personas utilize emotional energy as currency? What connections exist between narcissists, codependence, and performance-based vulnerability? I'm a mirror you. If you give to me, I give to you. If you take care of me, I'll take care of you. Oh, my God. 1-800-920-1580. How might your fee go? Which is a term I penned in my 2025 book, The Relationship Dismount, How to Stick the Landing When Exiting a Toxic Relationship. It's available on Amazon.com. How might your fee go, fear and ego, be keeping you in a spiritually and relationally infantile state? Are you dating the continuation of your parent? And are you performing to get those provisions? Ooh. Is remaining in an avoidant and or anxious energy a way of playing spiritually small? Gosh, you date somebody who fits your wounds. My goodness. This is deep stuff tonight. Are we ready to cook? Listen, when I come forward, I'm going to the phone lines. I want to talk to y'all. Let's get it.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. Today, America honors the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. MLK Day became a federal holiday in 1986, but the push began in 1968 after his assassination. Some states initially resisted, even combining it with Confederate celebrations. President Trump is giving his first address as the 47th President of the United States. Trump says he will be signing executive orders that will take action on immigration. They include reinstating his Remain in Mexico policy. Trump is starting his 2nd term in office. Black New York City Mayor Eric Adams met with President Trump in Florida, saying he was fighting for New Yorkers. At a Martin Luther King gathering in Harlem one Saturday, Adams claims they did not discuss his corruption case. And today is a fee-free day at national parks in celebration of Martin Luther King Jr. Day. That means all National Park Service sites will be free to visit. I'm Amber Payton on the Black Information Network, your home for Black News First.
Joe Buck and John Smoltz welcoming you back to the City Center Convenience Mart. Uh-oh. She's looking at the cigarettes, but she just grabs the gum off the counter. Stand Up to Cancer and Rally want you to reduce your risk for cancer. Go to takeahealthystand.org.
KBLA Talk 1580 stands with you, neighbor to neighbor, bringing you resources and what you need to know. Sign up for Notify LA on your phone to get fire danger alerts and updates, or check on lafd.org. The Watch Duty app is free and provides wildfire maps and updates in real time. Keep your gas tank full and plan your route in case you have to leave the area. City and county officials are urging you to pack a go bag so you can be ready to leave your home quickly in case of an evacuation order. Your go bag should include a couple of days of clothing, copies of your important documents and ID, money, insurance information, your medications, electronic devices, batteries, chargers, a small radio, and emergency contacts. If you receive an evacuation order, gather your loved ones, grab your bag, your pet food, and leave immediately. For information on shelters for your pets or even your family, call 211 for the City of Los Angeles and 311 county-wide. Wearing a mask outside will help protect you from smoke, toxic fume, and particulate matter. If you don't need to go out, it's best to stay home with the windows closed. Getting to know your neighbors is a great way to stay safe, stay connected, and share resources. And Angelinos are stepping up to help, so reach out and find the assistance you need. Mutual Aid LA Network is constantly updating a Google Sheet with mutual aid resources. You can find it at tiny.cc-malan-fire. The earlier you make a plan, the better off you'll be when every second counts. Praying for LA, preparing, and standing with you. KBLA, Talk 1580.
I don't even know where to start with health insurance. Do I just, call a hospital and ask them?
Look up Covered California. That's their whole deal, making it easier to get and pay for health insurance.
Okay, but can I afford it?
Yes. They work with a bunch of health insurance companies. I pay something like $10 a month, and it's actually really good coverage.
Wait, what? How did I not know this?
You just needed to know who to ask.
If you've got questions, Covered California can help every step of the way. Enroll by January 31st. Covered California. This way to health insurance.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. LA County's new Justice Care and Opportunities Department, or JCOD, is here to support justice-involved individuals and their families. The JCOD Support Center is now taking calls at 1-833-LACJCOD. That's 1-833-522-5263. Available 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., the Support Center is your one-stop shop for re-entry issues and court support. They offer court reminders, connections to local services, transportation assistance for housing, court appearances, and childcare. The JCOD hotline provides personalized help to connect you with services that you need. And don't forget to check out justiceconnect.org for more information. Remember, it's free and available every day at 1-833-522-5263. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Time is up. The IRS is in full collection mode for 2024, issuing liens, levies, and garnishments to anyone who has a past tax debt or unfiled tax returns. Don't wait till it's too late. Your paycheck and bank accounts are at risk of being seized. Call now and stop the collection process today. If you're living check to check, no matter how much you're making, you still may qualify for the Fresh Start programs offered by the IRS to reduce or even eliminate your tax debt. It's just a 5-minute call to get your options, and it's free. If you owe back taxes, have years of unfiled tax returns, under audit, have a wage or bank levy, or finally just want to sleep better, business or personal, call the experts at Republic Tax Relief while there's still time. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and tough. This veteran-owned company has the fight you need to take on the IRS. Don't go at it alone. The call is free. Call their hotline number now, 800-652-1714. That's 800-652-1714. Find out if you qualify today. Call 800-652-1714 or go to republictaxrelief.com.
Lena Bloom for the Bail Project.
Imagine you're stuck in a jail cell and you can't afford bail and someone offers you a way out. Just plead guilty and you can go home and kiss your kids goodnight. What do? What thousands have. You plead guilty whether you are or not. Cash bail makes poverty a crime. That's why the Bail Project helps those who can't afford it while fighting to end cash bail. Because freedom should be free.
Brought to you by the Ad Council.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
So if you're with a man and you want him to marry you, act like you don't even care about marriage. You act like marriage is the last thing on your mind. You act like you're not trying to commit to him anytime soon because you know, I don't know if I'm going to marry you, you know. Or when you talk to him and you talk about marriage, don't talk about you and him being married. Just say, when I get married, like take him out of it. Because if he feels like he's not in it and he's not marriage material, oh, he's challenged. Now he's going to make himself marriage material in your eyes. So
that's the girl, right? That's Shira 7. That's her. Sprinkle, sprinkle. That's manipulation, guys. And if you're listening to what she's saying in context of attachment theory, by acting indifferent and or dismissive, he becomes anxious. And now he's trying to prove to her that he's marriage material. This woman got over 700,000 followers. It's not dudes following her. See, so if I bring it up, oh, Zoe hating on women. Now, this is a pandemic. This is a scandemic going on out there. And typically, this woman is aiming women and curating their behaviors towards men of means. Ladies, where are you tonight? Los Angeles, I'm talking to y'all. Can y'all call in and explain this phenomena to me? How does the concept of covert theatrical caring manifest in relationships? And what are the implications of using empathy as a strategic tool for emotional and financial security? Listen, if I date a woman, I want to date a woman of purpose. To me, that's a woman of means. A woman of means is a woman of purpose, a woman of integrity, a woman of character, a woman of resilience, a woman of intellect, a woman of spiritual adroitness. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm on. If you come in asking me to buy your mama's car insurance, and then I'll do this and I'll behave this way and I'll tailor make this and that towards your liking if I'm taken care of. What? This is happening. Can you identify moments in your life where you performed emotional labor as a means of gaining approval or love? How does this relate to your sense of self-worth? To what extent do you believe your attachment style influences the type of partners you attract? And how might this perpetuate ongoing relationship dysfunction? How can the interplay of transactional emotional manipulation and genuine connection create a paradox in intimate relationships? What role does the concept of performative nurturing play in your relationships? And how can recognizing this behavior lead to deeper authenticity? This is a real situation. I'm asking real questions. I don't have the answers. And I'm not saying that men haven't been out here playing games either. Men are good at games too. We call it good game. It's out in the street. People, if you don't have game, they'll say you game goofy. You getting game run on you. Do you see? Heavy stuff. I'm not letting men off the hook, but what I'm saying is I've never seen such an organized movement. And it's almost clandestine. Why? Because most men are not on this woman's channel watching her content. Her content is exclusively for women to procure security from men that are in position to provide it. Now, why do they have to manipulate it in order to get it? We got callers on the line. I want to talk to everybody. Let's get everybody in here. Who's been on the longest? John, Mountain View, Hawaii. John, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Greetings and blessings, chat. If I run away from this phone, it's not because of the subject matter that's going on.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's because I'm at work.
I got you, brother.
But this all sounds like game to me.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason we have game is because women need it.
What? Why do they need game?
Because they cannot outtake or even adapt to the things men got going on.
Say more. Say more. Go deeper.
Well, the depth of it is, what woman is going to manhandle a man to get him to do what she wants?
I hear you. I hear what you're saying. Keep going.
The whole point is you have to do your witchcraft, trickery, debauchery, emotional intelligence, or emotional dependency. Because, again, you need a victim to be a part of your game to run game on. And 9 times out of 10, those that are most inept to play the game are the ones that can afford it.
So they're the Vicks?
And they wanted to be volunteered, voluntold, and gave to it.
Voluntold? Don't do that. Come on.
But that's just the way it is.
Wow.
But you're also talking about a group of individuals who can't even identify what women are today. I mean, a Supreme Court justice, a black woman, highly educated, cannot even identify what women are. And you're trying to confuse even that in the confines of trying to build a relationship?
Wow.
It must be a blessing to be game goofy.
Game goofy.
I still got my pocket. I'm sorry.
Hey, thank you for calling in from work, brother. Guess what you just did?
Pohakalua training area is in the building. Let the bullets fly.
Let the bullets fly. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, more from the phone lines.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
1 in 3 children born today will get diabetes. This sad prediction by the Centers for Disease Control will come true if millions of Americans don't improve their lifestyles, especially by changing what they eat, how much they eat, and how active they are every day. Every 23 seconds, another American gets diabetes. Stop diabetes before it starts. To learn more, contact the American Diabetes Association or download our free diabetes education programs at learningaboutdiabetes.org.
Small businesses are the heart of America. But you don't have to go it alone. As the nation's largest nonprofit resource of expert business mentoring, SCORE has helped millions of entrepreneurs build their businesses for free. Get the connections, education, and guidance you need with SCORE. We're ready to help. Find a mentor today at score.org.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Autopsy Initiative provides a second autopsy free of charge for victims' families who have lost their loved ones due to a police-related death. The services offered through the initiative include the completion of a second autopsy, disclosure of preliminary findings, and a final autopsy report. A police-related death is when an individual is harmed by police officers using deadly force, which results in an individual's death. Police-related death includes in-custody deaths, including those that arise during contact with law enforcement officers during arrest, pursuit, booking, transport, or incarceration. The Autopsy Initiative has a team of board-certified pathologists on call. An autopsy request may be completed by anyone with a close relationship with the victim, which may include the victim's spouse, partner, relative, close friend, or lawyer. To request a free second autopsy for a victim of police violence, please visit knowyourrightscamp.com. That's knowyourrightscamp.com. Then click on Autopsy, then click on Request. At KBLA, we believe in justice for victims of police violence. We say their names, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Talked about the Oedipus complex. Today we're talking about Electra complex. Carl Jung came up with this name 14 years after Sigmund Freud developed this theory about the Oedipus complex. Freud denied Jung's idea, saying that this theory strictly applies to boys, and even though there is little empirical data, this is accurate, psychologists of today still refer to this theory, both for the boys and for the girls. So let's dive deeper. What is Electra complex today? So where does the name Electra come from? Once again, it comes from a beautiful Greek mythology. It's a tragic story of Electra. She loved her father, Agamemnon, very much. He was the king, but he wasn't nice to her mother. He actually killed his wife's first husband and first child in order to marry her. So Electra's mom was not a big fan of her husband from the get-go, and yet she gave him two children, Electra and Oris. When she gave him two children, the king decided to go and fight the Trojan War. He was absent for 10 years. During these 10 years, Electra's mom found nourishment and confinement in the king's cousin, and they decided to usurp the power. Electra was pissed. Then her father came back home 10 years after with a new family, with a mistress and with children. And he put his mistress evenly to his wife. So the wife got really pissed and decided to kill him. She lured him into the bathhouse and killed him. Electra could not forgive her mom for killing her dad, and she enticed her youngest brother to kill.
So we've heard of the Oedipus, complex, where the boy loves his mother so he tries to date his mother. He tries to date his mother in intimate relationships. He tries to find somebody like, and then the reverse is the Electra complex. See, men of means, please understand that women don't just want what's in your pocket. They also want whatever it is their dad gave them. You've heard it before. Women look for men that remind them of their fathers. And look how deep this manipulation can go. If they find a man, right, that reminds them of their father, and they're not healed themselves, part of the manipulation is to mold themselves, is to comport themselves to what they think that man desires so that they may become more desirable to him. Now, one of the manipulation tactics that are used is unavailability. I like you, but I'm not going to upend my life for you. I'm not going to change any. Do you see what's happening here? And so, if the man is anxiously attached, I can't let this one go. She's fine. She's intelligent. She's quote unquote classy. Do you see? Relationships, like mirrors, reflect the conscious and unconscious elements of our psyche. Now, in modern intimacy, an archetype has emerged that challenges traditional understandings of vulnerability and nurturing, right? Now, that archetype, the covert fairy god courtesan. What does that mean, Zoe? She comes across like a fairy godmother. She got sparkles and sprinkles all over. She's sweet. She's kind. But you don't know that there's an agenda behind the nurturing and kindness. Now, ladies, if you're listening to this show tonight, you might feel like I'm coming for y'all. I'm not. There are some real, genuine, true women out there. But we have to stop circling the wagons around the busted ones. Just because you present like Claire Huxtable, which is a fictional character, doesn't mean that's who you are. And if you're doing it to take advantage of men who are broken themselves, because many men of power, they did it by being Machiavellian themselves, right? So you understand that their self-worth is caught up in world domination. Not internal domination, not internal discipline, not internal control. Are y'all listening tonight? This is heavy. This persona, a blend of the performative caregiver, the strategic empath, and the calculated seductress, embodies the modern-day geisha girl navigating relationships with a mix of theatrical caring, emotional manipulation, and transactional nurturing. Y'all have heard it before. I'm not your mama. I'm not your therapist. I'm not. Y'all heard that before, right? Okay. Beneath her polished exterior lies a profound commentary on the relational and spiritual crisis of our time. At the heart of this archetype is the concept of covert theatrical caring, an adaptive strategy where empathy is weaponized as a currency. I poured into you. Wasn't I there for you? Didn't I support you when you went through this? I'm owed. You owe me. 1-800-920-1580. This is getting deep. This is juicy. And don't act like it don't exist. Right? Don't act like it. Here, the nurturing persona appears to prioritize the needs of others. But her care is often tethered to a subconscious need for security, validation, or control. The covert courtesan persona thrives in a dynamic of emotional debt. By giving strategically, she ensures the receiver remains indebted to her. What is that? Oh, drawing on Robert Greene's insight in The Art of Seduction and the 48 Laws of Power, this archetype reveals how performance can obscure genuine connection. In romantic relationships, this often translates to a dynamic where the caregiver becomes indispensable, not out of love, but as a means of securing influence and/or protection. This phenomena finds its root in wound parenting, where formative childhood experiences shape attachment styles. This is heavy stuff. As Patrick Carnes has explored in the context of trauma bonding, unresolved parental dynamics often manifest in adult relationships, leading individuals to unconsciously seek partners who mirror their caregivers, whether they're toxic or not. The man is dating his mama, the woman is dating her daddy. And they're performing to secure it. I know you need this, and you know I need that. So I'm going to do this so I can procure that, whatever that may be. The covert fairy god courtesan emerges as a reaction to these wounds, blending avoidant detachment with a veneer of vulnerability. It sounds like the covert narcissist. When we come forward, the voice of reason is going back to the phone lines. Man, we on fire tonight.